The ceasefire now just beyond 24 hours or so soon. Do you think it's going to hold?
You know, Eric, I hope it holds. I believe it will, because all the parties have said that they are committed to it. And we have a strong hand in the White House and Joe Biden making sure that they live up to their word. And of course, Prime Minister Netanyahu isn't just doing it independently. His entire security cabinet also said that they should have a ceasefire. And Hamas has been punished brutally, as they should have been. Hamas brought this kind of a punishment on itself, and the poor Palestinian people have been caught in the middle, as well as the Israeli people, who did not deserve to have thousands of rockets sent into their cities night after night after night unprovoked. So Hamas really does need to pay attention to this one, and clearly this is just day one. But the hold seems to be there, and hopefully it will continue.
We've seen understandable concern for the Palestinian people, of course. But is it fair to say that in Gaza, when it comes to Hamas, that terrorist group is holding the people there hostage, as you say? They put the rocket launchers and the weapons right among schools and mosques and right in the middle of apartment blocks. They have 60 miles of tunnels. Is it your sense that they've imprisoned the Palestinian people of that community and turn it into a terrorist launching pad?
You know, Eric, the sad truth is that this is who Hamas is, and this is what they do. They've been doing it since the 1990s, when the Israeli government was making peace overtures with Yasser Arafat. Hamas blew up buses in Tel Aviv to kill dozens of Israelis and undermine peace prospects. And they are holding on to power there in Gaza. They also led a rebellion against Mahmoud Abbas, the Palestinian president, and kicked the Palestinian Authority out of Gaza after the Israelis left. So Hamas, yes, they're a terrorist organization. They're the ones responsible for this violence. They're the ones that launch rockets unprovoked into Israeli cities. And the solution is not easy, and that's what I want to point out. And how to deal with them is not simple. But we have to be clear. Hamas started this, and Hamas is putting its civilians at risk.
What type of solution do you think there could be? I mean, we talk about a two-state solution, this sort of thing. But I mean, how do you deal with the terrorist group that is founded and is directed to try and wipe out and kill every Israeli and is based and funded basically from Tehran? What do you see rolling out beyond a ceasefire? What can be done?
No, Eric, this is the perfect question. And we've seen over the years Hamas talking to many partners of the United States in the Middle East, Egypt and Qatar, for example. And Hamas has also spoken to the Israelis when they need to for exchanges of prisoners or deceased. There has to be a diplomatic path. There really is no clear military solution. Hamas, however, unprovoked, sending rockets into Israel, that deserves a response. But there is Egypt. There are other entities and governments in the region. And I think one of the silver linings of this moment is that we saw Joe Biden clearly stating that Israel had the right to defend itself, and making sure that he was in Israel's corner and making sure that he worked the phones behind the scenes to bring a calm. And he has elevated America's position now in this issue. The question is will he lean in? But Hamas, on its own, left to be as it is, untouched, we're not going to see a peace process work unless we figure out a way to deal with it.
That is the challenge. That is the sense we have right now, of course, and we'll see what happens with Ramallah when the funding goes through there. Joe Rubin, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State and the new Executive Director of the American Jewish Congress. Joe, good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.